Hi guys, I picked out a cookbook in the pile of cookbooks, and we're going to start with Good Food on a Budget, Better Homes in Gardens. This is from 1973. Let me double check. About the 1970s. And the reason I picked this one first is because I like the idea. So this first chapter or first section, it's just how to do family dinners and then company dinners and the lunches eat at home. It's just a whole bunch of dinners and it gives you the whole menu to do stuff. However, the very first recipe we are going to do for this family dinner is individual pot roast, fruited gelatin salad, whole wheat bran rolls, margarine, easy orange sherbet, and coffee. Again, this is from the 1970s. So, let's get started. We kind of have to do it backwards in one of these items so for some reason it doesn't have the fruited gelatin salad recipe in here. So we have to make do, and I'll show you what I'm doing for that. We are going to start with making our fruited gelatin salad, which I had to use a recipe I found online. I'll post it down below because I can't remember the name of who I got it from, but I promise to post it down below. Because this cookbook didn't have the recipe for it, and then I looked through at least two others that I have in that same time period. No. So I had to contact my mom and be like, hey, what to you is a fruited jello salad? And we ended up finding one. It's pretty basic. It's just your favorite jello, and then you put in fruit cocktail. And then there you go. You have a fruited jello salad. So that is where we are at right now. Let me show you what it looks like right now as we're mixing. It should be ready to put the rest of the stuff in. So here, just stir in. Fruited jello done. Time to put it in the fridge for 5 hours. Check out it in 3 and stir it. Pretty simple. Time for the next 900 recipes to do. Yay! I got this though. Okay. So the issue, what do you want? Leave me alone. God. The issue with the Easy Orange Sherbet is it doesn't have, like, you know how you read a recipe and tells you exactly what goes into it? It doesn't tell me at all how much of anything goes into it. It just kind of says, this is exactly what it says actually. It's pour 1 cup of evaporated milk into a freezer tray. Don't know what that is. Freeze until ice crystals form around edges, and then in small bowl, wet milk until stiff peaks form. Beat in 1 8-ounce can of frozen orange juice concentrate thawed. And then 1/3 a cup of sugar, tint orange with red and yellow food coloring, and turn into large freezer tray. Again, don't know what that is. Freeze until nearly firm, 1 to 2 hours. Stir, freeze until firm. Makes 1.5 quarts. So, first things first is we're going to go ahead and freeze the evaporated milk, and then move on to the whole wheat bran rolls. So my light's a little wonky, but the sherbet apparently has finally formed ice crystals along the edges. So now we're going to take it and whip it in the mixer until peaks form. So let's do that. Okay, if this forms peaks, I'm gonna eat my shoe because I do not believe it's gonna form peaks. Like, it just doesn't seem like it will form peaks. I didn't even realize this was from Pauline. You're so heavy. I mean, here. I'm gonna help. Can you hold that? I'm doing this for you anyway. Hold that. You're so helpful. You're so helpful. Make sure you get all that in there. Evie, we forgot. We forgot to put the attachment on. All right. The dough is doubled. We're gonna start our oven. 400. Now it says. Oh, I gotta wash my hands first. Hold on. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. It says punch down, turn out on floured surface. Let rest for 10 minutes. Shape into 24 balls. Place in greased muffin pans. Let sit till double. Bake at 400 for 10 to 12 minutes. This is the part I don't like about anything doughy like this, because I don't like getting flour and stuff all over my surfaces. I don't like that. Alright, so I got these about as even as I can. I recommend using at least a 1 tablespoon baller if you got it. I think the 1.5 was a little bit too much. But now we got that even in a 24 ball. We have to let them double again, and then we can finally cook them. While these are doubling, I am going to start the pot roast, the individual pot roast. Alright, we have jumped ahead just a little bit. So I went ahead and already trimmed the excess fat off the meat, removed it from the bone. There wasn't a bone. Cut meat into 4 pieces in the Dutch oven. Heat fat trimmings until about 2 tablespoons of fat. I just kind of waited till there was enough to kind of coat the bottom. And then brown meat. So we're at the browning part, and now we're going to wait to do this seasoning. Well, it didn't have this at the top here, and I wish it did. It wants 1 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of pepper. And then we're going to dissolve the beef cubes in 1/2 cup of water, boiling water. So once we add the cubes and the seasonings and the thyme to the meat, you're going to cover and cook slowly for about 1 hour. Then, after the 1 hour, you're going to add your carrots, applesauce, onions. Okay, so on the issue, well, I don't know if this is on the issue, but so far it just says to cover it and cook it slowly until tender for about 1 hour. But it doesn't tell you like medium, high, all the way down low. So I'm going to put mine down to about 2, because at a 3 it's like doing a roiling boil. So I kind of want to bring it down to a 2 and see what it does for half an hour. If I still feel like it's a bit too much, then I'll bring it down to a 1. But my 1 is like really weak on my oven, but that's just me. So let me show you what it looks like so far. Okay, so while the pot roast is cooking, I'm gonna put the rolls in. So how I do baked good stuff is on my top shelf, I'll put the one in for like half and then put it to the lower side for the other half. So this takes about 10 to 20. Alright, it's been cooking for an hour with just the seasonings and the meat. Now we're gonna put in the carrots, applesauce, and onion and cook for another hour. Alright, so another hour has been up. So now we add the apple, cook for 10 minutes, then we remove the meat, vegetables, and fruit to a warm platter. Alright, so now that we've plated it, we're going to make the gravy. So we combine the cornstarch, the flour to the drippings, and then kitchen bonnet, which I've never heard of, but just from smelling it, it kind of smells like a vinegary Worcestershire sauce.